everyone. Thanks for joining us for PIK Presents Live from the Knitting Wars. I'm Deplorable Knitter. I am joined, as always, by the wonderful and lovely Ann Pinkova. And then we are joined by Polka Dot. It's her first time on the Tuesday show, so hey, thanks for coming. And then we've got Neil. Hi, Neil. What's up? Hi, everybody. So, what's new? What's happening? Anybody got anything fun going on?
Well, Neil and I, before we started, were having a rousing discussion about cup of noodles and knit glove increases. So,
yeah, in the same conversation.
What kind of rousing conversation is there about cup of noodles? Like, that's just
because it's disgusting. It's another one of your Americanisms that I just can't cope with.
And is that an everything bagel cup of noodles? Because I think I'm with Neil on this one.
Yay!
That sounds gross.
I think it sounds great, but I'm also like a cream and soup person. So it's like, I mean, whatever they have for powdered cream cheese is probably not great, but you know, I'm willing to try.
Okay, I didn't think about the creamy aspect, but no, it still sounds gross. So
okay. And the other thing we were talking about is why we have to have different names for things, because we call those pot noodles.
You call them what?
Pot noodles.
Oh.
You know, not pot noodles, as in pot, as in, you know, a pot that you would eat out of.
Right.
So why you call them cup noodles? I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming you guys invented them because it's gross.
I'm pretty sure I heard Dr. Who say cup noodles once.
I know it was invented there because it's gross. That's fantastic.
I've actually never had one in my life. Like, I've seen them. I've never eaten one because I'm sort of a purist. Like, I like to cook everything. Like, I don't even have a microwave. Cool. So I've never had a cup of noodles or pot of noodles. But to be fair, to Anne's defense, if you make pasta or noodles, you do add salt and pepper and onion.
And bagels.
So it's sort of bagelish if you think about it. Maybe not in the ratio, but
I mean, a little sesame seed. How can that go wrong?
I mean, in Asian cooking, there's sesame, right? I think. Maybe.
I don't know.
I
don't know, guys.
I want to say that cup of noodles is a Japanese invention because in Yokohama, they have a cup of noodle museum, which, you know, definite bucket list for me to go to the cup of noodle museum in Yokohama. It looks brilliant. So, the Spam Museum is so good. If you haven't been, sincerely go to the Spam Museum. That I figure the Cup of Noodle Museum is a lot of fun.
There's a Spam Museum?
Yeah, in Austin, Minnesota. It's the coolest museum.
There's also a Jell-O museum. Like, you can get a museum for anything, like, for real.
I know that there's a Coke museum, as in cola.
And let's not go down the whole Iceland and Netherlands, their museums. Let's not go there.
Yeah. But I just wanted to point out that you should never trash anybody's culinary creations, Neil. As a man who is trying to make me eat beans on toast, you weirdo. So.
Oh, that is delicious. Well, the other one is tuna mayonnaise and sweet corn on a baked potato with a little bit of grated cheese on the top. Delicious.
You make me not want to talk to you anymore. So,
well, an American, I shared this. An American actually had been eating it and was trying to convince her American friends that it was as good as she said it was. And it is, honestly, you just need to try it. It's really good. Looking at all the vomit faces in the chat.
I don't know that.
But bagel pot noodles, fine. Cup noodle.
But it sounds like a tuna sandwich plus corn on a potato.
Yeah, but without the sandwich bit, without the bread.
Yeah, well, I'm not
Adam
a fan
gets
of
it.
tuna
He
ever,
knows.
so.
Okay. Well, you're not going to like it if you don't like tuna.
No. I'm not big on anything that once lived in water. I'm not really going to eat that, so. You know, it's personal choice.
I do have a question though, as a layman. When you have beans on toast, what type of beans is it baked? Because I never knew. I've always heard of beans on toast, but what kind?
It's baked beans out of a tin.
Okay.
So it's not green beans or anything healthy.
No,
they're
even
nice,
the Heinz. It's usually Heinz, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's got to be Heinz. Anything else is just a pale imitation.
You know, the Heinz Museum is another food museum I went to. I didn't realize I went to so many. That one is also cool.
Now, chocolate museums I'm all in for, but
I don't know that I've actually been to that many, but I mean, Spam Museum, Heinz Museum. I'll probably think of another one, but really, I mean,
I've only ever heard of like Hershey Park, but not a museum. That's all I know of. I
Don't
didn't
go
know
to Hershey's.
I had been to Hershey Park too, and they have this
put
little
vomit
tiny
flavor.
ride in the gift shop. So we stopped. Sorry, we didn't go in the park proper. We stopped in the gift shop because it's like a more big. It's a larger building than just a gift shop, but they have like big milkshakes, and we were on a road trip, so we're like, yeah, we'll stop at the Hershey place, get one of their big milkshake things, and get going. But they also have this little tiny free ride where you know you sit in the little cars and it goes around and it tells you the history of Hershey. So that there's like dancing cows, and then they give you a little chocolate bar for free.
Oh, Hershey's chocolate.
Come on,
as a Brit, he hates Hershey's chocolate.
And honestly, they put vomit flavor in the chocolate, and they do. It's a fact. They put the vomit. You know, Parmesan, that Parmesan taste. They put that in their chocolate.
I've never registered that in my chocolate.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm
Can
unfamiliar
I make a
with this
confession
as well.
though?
What?
I actually hate chocolate.
All of it?
All of it.
What about
I think that we're no longer friends, so that's fine.
Have you had Cadbury's chocolate?
No, I'm just not a chocolate person. I'll eat it if I have to. Ooh, cat.
Oh,
I'll eat it if I have to. I've never said those words about chocolate.
Yeah. Yeah, really, like if someone's made something that's chocolate and you know I care about them, I'll eat it. But otherwise, I never want chocolate. Not interested.
Gracious.
That's because you've had Hershey's, and Hershey's is just. But if you had Cadbury's now,
I still don't think our Cadbury is the same as your Cadbury. That's all I know.
No, I don't think it is it? They definitely have different recipes for different countries, because I think you guys are you like things a lot sweeter, I think, than we do here. Because like your
but I've had chocolate
cookies.
Imported from England, and it wasn't like more or less sweet than ours.
Right. What was it? What did you get though? Let's see. What it was.
I got the M&Ms that were made in England, so the English M&Ms, right. But also like the what is it called? The No Girls Allowed bar. I got one of those ones. Yorkie. Yeah,
they're great actually. They're as good as it's called a Yorkie bar, and it's really chunky. It's like you get value for money with a Yorkie, and it's really thick. So it's really hard to break the chocolate pieces off. And the advert was, it's not for girls. But they had to they banned it. They weren't allowed to have it because it was like they were trying to get men to eat chocolate, basically, because it's more women eat chocolate, don't they, than men generally.
Yeah.
So it was for truckers, you know, and these big beefy men in their trucks eating their Yorkie bars. And the feminists just couldn't cope. So that's no longer on the TV anymore. Which is sad.
What nonsense, man.
Well, then it's polar opposite the flake bar. You know, that there was obviously a market for the people who complained.
Well, the flake bar, you've seen that. Did you have the same adverts as we had?
No, we don't have a flake bar. That's another. Yeah.
Right through the 70s, 80s, and 90s, the flake adverts were don't listen, Polka Dot, were soft core porn, mate, basically. Let's just say they were doing things with that flake bar that you shouldn't be doing.
On TV?
That was on TV adverts. I mean, Adam's in the chat, he'll remember. And it was when you watch them now, you just think, how did they get away with that? You know.
See, when I had a flake bar, it was just like, did you ever want a chocolate bar that blew away in the wind when you tried to eat it? Why?
Yeah, and you can guarantee if you have a flake bar, you get it everywhere, and for some reason it ends up on your backside. It's like, so you're walking around with bits of chocolate all over you, but you end up sitting on it somehow. You know what I mean? You eat it and it falls everywhere, and then it melts on you as well. So you end up covered in it. It's weird.
I don't understand what these things are. I'm gonna have to look it up.
It's a chocolate, but imagine flakes of chocolate kind of joined together, kind of. Chocolate dust joined together in a bar.
Yes. Oh my god! They could somehow get light layers of chocolate that explode when you try to eat it.
That sounds unnecessary. Like, let's just have regular chocolate.
Yeah. Well, it's like those chocolate bars with bubbles, air bubbles in there. It's kind of like, can you think of any other way of charging more for air? You know,
Why
so
would
you
I
have
want air in my chocolate?
well, we've got two that I can think of. One's called Whisper, WISPA, and the other one's called Aero, AERO. And that when you break them, they're very light because they're just full of holes. It's a bit like a Swiss cheese type thing, but chocolate. So you still pay the same amount for the chocolate bar, but obviously it's only a fraction of the chocolate.
I see.
Very
wow.
sneaky.
This is a knitting and crochet podcast, everybody. So
yeah.
Welcome.
yes, it's fine. We're just man. Some of the stuff that you guys do, and I get so confused. So
Foreigners.
What are we making, friends?
I was just about to jump into my story about what we have been up to.
We can talk about that. You said it's knitting and crochet, so I thought we should talk about what we're knitting or crocheting. I mean, like, it's kind of a thing.
We can do that first. It's up to you. You're the chief.
I don't care. I just snorted. It's been such a long day.
Okay, in that case, I'll dive straight in. I wanted to tell you all, you think your politicians are bad. You know, that guy that was filming himself doing naughty things in the Senate room. Do you remember him? Was it the Senate room or the Congress room, or one or the other? Well, we've got our own in Britain. So one of our members of parliament, he's called Rigg. What's his name? Something Rigg. William Rigg or William Ragg? I forget now. And he got a unsolicited text message, he was on Grindr. That was it. Which is the
that sounds like a bad idea anyway.
Yeah, so the dating stroke meetup thing for gay people, and he got a message on there, and then they got chatting, and he must have given him his mobile phone number, and then this guy sent him a picture of his nether regions, and so what this William Ragg did, member of parliament, he decided to send a picture of his own nether regions back to him. So then
all's fair, right?
Well, wouldn't you do the same, DK?
Reciprocity, I guess. I don't know.
So when I send my picture of myself, I'll be expecting everybody to send theirs back to me. No.
Please don't. No. As a female, I can speak for most of us and say nobody ever wants an unsolicited picture of that. Like, nobody wants to open up their phone and just be like, "Oh, hey, what's happening?"
Well, William Ragg MP did. He clearly did. So anyway, so he sent his picture back.
William Ragg MP.
And then it gets better. Lo and behold, the guy that had sent him that picture turned out to be a blackmailer, and then demanded all of the phone numbers of all the other MPs in government, which
that's why they do it.
Did. So he sent all of these phone numbers, personal phone numbers.
Okay, yes, you can. It's like, so you're going to send them all or you're going to give this guy the means to blackmail you further.
Yes.
Why?
Cool.
Because he's brave. I'll get to that bit in a minute. But
okay, good.
So he's not a thinker, this William Bragg MP.
That's what he was paid for.
It only took 13 minutes for us to get onto this subject. Yeah, well, we're getting it out of the way because it's what everyone comes here for. Let's face it. Let's be honest. So anyway, so he gave this blackmailer 14 phone numbers of men in the Houses of Parliament, and out of those 14, 2 of them also sent their nether region pictures back to him, because obviously what he did is he sent that picture to 14 MPs, and 2 of them then replied with their own, and one of them is a very high powered politician, so we don't know who the others are yet, but one of them is a big name, so from the very close to the Prime Minister type, maybe even the Prime Minister, we don't know yet. So anyway, who's
the Prime Minister right now?
Rishi Sunak for now.
Yeah,
won't be for long.
You.
I was about to say, you said close to the Prime Minister. I'm going to say Keir Starmer.
Well, no, actually. Keir Starmer is probably going to get in, but somebody's waiting in the wings to take over. And it's, what's he called? I forgot his name. The old man. communist man. Anyway, we're going off the subject. Yeah, so
no.
what the media are now saying is that this William Ragg, who gave away sort of secrets, if you like, because they are, isn't it? It's data of people, you know, of MPs. They're saying how brave he is. You know, how brave he is because, you know, obviously he was being blackmailed. But it's like, but he succumbed to the blackmail. If he was being blackmailed and he fought against it, you know, well, he's not brave because he shouldn't have been sending pictures of himself anywhere, should he? But
okay, so as I said, first off, hey Periopsis Press. Second off, as I said, chicks don't want that stuff unsolicited. Well, yeah. But if he was in a situation where they were going to have a rendezvous, then I guess sending a picture back is like not as scandalous as it could be. Like, I don't know. But my point is it's not like this dude randomly texting the other people who then sent pictures back. Like, at least they were like, weren't they like trying to get together? Wasn't that like the point of the story? So
I think originally, until the guy tried to blackmail him, then he knew. Yeah. So the thing is, when he gave these phone numbers to the blackmailer, he knew at that point that what he was doing wasn't right. You know, you had to, didn't you? You
can't be blackmailed if you don't send them to strangers. True story.
True. Yeah,
you know, in the olden days, blackmailers had to plant their own cameras to find people in compromising situations. Now they just send it to you.
Yeah, on a silver platter.
It's all good.
Yeah, so I just thought it was interesting to note we've got our weirdos in Parliament as well, as you guys do.
So explain to me why he's brave again. I got distracted with
because I think it's simply because he's a member of the LGBT thing who was targeted for blackmail. That's the bit that the woke press have fixated on. They're kind of ignoring the bit where, you know, naughty pictures were sent and, you know, MPs' data was given away, you know, because potentially all of those MPs now, and not that it's such a big deal, but they're going to have to change their phone numbers now, you know, because they're compromised, aren't they? But at least 12 didn't, you know what I mean? So at least 12 of them didn't. And I believe of those 12, I don't know how many, but I think, actually, was it 5? I've got 5 in my head for some reason, so it might be 5. 5 of them immediately blocked the person. And it's kind of like, out of 14, no, out of 15 MPs, so a third of them had some sense, you know, some common sense. So it's not the end of the world, is it? We've got a third of our government are actually, you know, maybe okay.
Have 2 brain cells to rub together? Well, at least that's something.
At least when it comes to unsolicited pictures.
Sorry, I'll get all the political stuff out of the way. And also, our ex Prime Minister, I can't remember how many X's ago he was, but David Cameron, he's been at Mar-a-Lago. So he's been talking to Donald Trump. And so the thing is that he obviously knows something the rest of the world doesn't know. And he's trying to get Donald Trump to agree to backing the war in Ukraine. You know, because he says if we get on board, you know, Ukraine will win. Well, he's obviously barking up the wrong tree because Trump has already said he's not interested in who's going to win. He's interested in stopping war, which is a different thing altogether. So I think that the world leaders know Donald Trump is going to be elected.
I hope so.
Which, because it's just so weird. Why go to Donald Trump?
But who buys up weird old prime ministers of England, such as Tony Blair and others? Normally it's the Chinese. I mean, there's a lot of other interested parties. I mean, politicians are always for sale, even when they're older.
Well, to be fair to David Cameron, he's actually backing the government now as the foreign secretary, I think.
Oh, okay.
So he's actually
he's not just retired.
Yeah, it's not like a Tony Blair situation.
Right.
He's kind of entered back.
I mean, who does not want the Trumpinator?
Absolutely, I do. I want one.
Is that Amazon?
One of my followers sent it to me, so I don't know where she got it. I can find out if you really want to know. But yeah,
that's really fun.
Look at him; he's very cool.
It's a good
bobblehead.
You need to have him permanently next to you, but so his head is the same size as your head. So when you have him really close to the camera, he's got the same size head as you.
Well,
Closer,
that's hard to do. How would I get him on camera all the time? It would be weird.
So he needs his own little platform there. So
yeah, no. I was thinking about figuring out how to put him back here in my yarn somehow, but I don't know.
Yeah, he needs to be there. Yeah.
Do you do Elf on a Shelf? He could be that at Christmas time.
I do not.
Or for Flag Day, which is his birthday.
Trump on a.
I don't know. I don't know. I guess not. Well, if you put a hat on him,
Trump on a
Christmas.
Yeah, no.
I was at the store today, and all the 4th of July stuff is out already, and I'm like, oh, it's freedom season so soon.
No, it's not 4th of July. It's Memorial Day.
Oh, that makes more sense now.
Yeah.
See,
yeah.
I wasn't even thinking it through. You know, the full patriotic summer. You know, like, wow, that's crazy.
Somebody commented to me. So Ann and I recorded an episode last week that I haven't edited yet. It's about halfway done. I'm gonna upload it. It was gonna go up today, but life. So it's gonna go up tomorrow. And we were talking about this chick that. Anyway, there's this lady on Instagram we were talking about. And I made a comment on her post that, because she's like, oh, all the crafters are so edgy now and everything's great. And everybody's like LGBT rainbow parade stuff. And
all the non-binary knitters.
Yeah. I said, I think you live in an echo chamber. And I also think that a lot of those people tend to be more outspoken than conservatives. And that's why you see them more. And somebody commented on the post like, oh, it's so weird how Americans are and conservatives are totally all outspoken and you guys putting your flags out all the time. And I'm like, do other countries not put flags out?
No.
Like, that's a thing here. That's what we do. Like, they fly in our front yard and stuff.
If we put a flag out, we're accused of being racist.
How?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah. That's
Explain
the
this
response.
to me.
Yeah. I'd love someone to explain it to me. Yeah, if you put if you put an English flag up, which is the George cross, just the red cross on a white background, you will be called a racist, and the local council will probably come round and get you to remove it or try and get you to remove it. But if you put a Union flag up, which is the traditional British flag, that's not quite as bad. But now, if you do, like, especially if it's a parade, or not parade, a protest, if you have a Union flag at a protest, you will probably be arrested by the police and asked to move on. But it's okay to have a Hamas flag or a Palestinian flag, because what it does, it upsets other people. So what it is, that the way they're saying it is that it incites other people to attack you. So therefore, you are the problem, not those other people. So yeah, you have to. If you have a flag visible anywhere, you're actually making a political statement. You're either, digging your heels in, saying, "No, I'm proud of my country," blah blah blah, or you're a racist, according to, the idiots basically. Well, they're trying to do that with the American flag as well, though, aren't they? I've heard lefties saying, the people that wave the American flag are racist, KKK people.
It has been said.
I love some of these comments.
We're also, like I was in New Zealand like 10 years ago. No New Zealand flags. Like, what's with this, guys? What? Don't you love it here? Isn't it great? What's going on?
Failsafe has actually made the English flag in the comments. That's quite cute.
Oh, is that what that was? I was
the red and white boxes. You.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That's a lot of effort to go to.
No, but for her to be like, okay, so what are you talking about? Conservatives aren't as outspoken, like with all your American flags, and I'm like, so I'm patriotic? Is that like a? I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah,
well, that means you're a nationalist.
Like a signal for.
And they're globalists, so they think any individual flags of a country is nationalist and therefore bad.
They can bite me. So.
See, I'm just thinking of with the gal saying like, oh, all of the knitters now are non-binary and blue-haired, and isn't that cool? It's just, have you seen the movie Hello, My Name is Doris with Sally Field? Depressing movie, really depressing, but it's ostensibly a comedy. But part of it is that they make fun of young hipsters throughout it. It's about this woman who she basically spent most of her life taking care of her mother, and she's a secretary. And her mother has died, and she has to clean up the house now. And she's probably like mid to late 50s. And she falls in love with this 20-something guy from work. And anyways, and she thinks it's, in her fantasy world, this is going to work out. And he just thinks that she's a fun old hipster woman and hangs out with his friends. And isn't that funny that she just happens to like the same music I do? Anyways, there's comedy there, but you can see how it's depressing. Anyways, point of this is that this guy's actual girlfriend, that they go to her lesbian knitting group, and she just sits next to her and she's like, I'm not really a lesbian, but I feel like I can be my whole self here. And the other lady's like, and I feel like that's what it is in non-binary knitting world. It's like, well, we're not really non-binary, but maybe we are. I mean, maybe they are.
It's like the girl out of Fight Club, isn't it? Because she goes to all those help groups, and she isn't any of them. She's not an alcoholic. She's not a drug addict. She's not this, but she goes to all this. And it's a similar thing, I think, where they want that bit of victimhood. So everyone's desperate to be one of them.
Right.
I mean, they're in a hobby group, but they don't know that what they really are looking for is LARPing. They could. You want to go somewhere and pretend to be someone else, that's cool. But there is a hobby for that. You don't need to pretend in knitting or anything else.
I mean, that seems fine. People need to stop worrying about. We don't need to worry about being non-binary. It's fine. Just be a person who happens to do a craft.
Don't forget.
I'm sorry. Stick to your knitting.
Don't forget, it's Asexual Visibility Day soon. So
make
sure you.
So people
question.
People who don't have a sex drive, have a day.
Yeah, because they need to be. I don't know, because we all need to know that they don't have a sex drive
on it. Like what?
They need to be other people that they're not going to have sex with, basically. So basically, they need to have platonic friendships like everyone else does.
Oh, hey, cool.
But
cool.
They need a
I've
day
got
for
those.
it.
I'm good. So, well, that's lovely. What else is happening?
One day we'll have some really good news.
I doubt it, but you can keep thinking that. That's good. So, Neil, are you making anything?
Yes. I'll show you the thing that I've not shown anybody yet.
Oh, here. Before you go, Tara says there are 2 stitches in knitting. Knitting is inherently binary. So there you go.
Oh, what about crochet though? Ooh, crochet.
Well, crochet can do its own thing. Okay, so what are you working on?
I'm knitting this pattern by this weird designer. Anyway, it's what's it called, Anne?
It's Memento Mori shooter's mitts.
Yeah, so I'm just sort of testing it for Anne. And I've got to the point where I'm about to do her super duper new increase, and I'm already stuck. So we're going to go through it either now or later on. I'm not sure yet. I've followed her instructions exactly so far, and it's working fine so far.
Well, that's nice.
Fits as well. Although my choices in yarn weren't good. I should have gone for a bigger contrast, really.
Oh, no, I think the contrast's fine. But yeah, I have, I finished, everyone's it. I have the regular version. Ta-da! Look.
Cool.
Look at that. Neato. But I also have the glove version now. So if you want regular fingers.
I might do that one. Rather than the trigger thing.
Yeah. On the video that's coming out tomorrow that should have already been out, I explained to Anne that I really like that glove. I like the way you can see the chickadee yarn from Chicken Lady.
Yeah.
It's very
Is
pretty.
it Depeche Mode? Because they've got an album called that, haven't they? Is it?
What?
It's not from.
Chickadee?
No, the name, the
Memento
something-
Mori?
Yeah, that's the name of
It's
their
like
album.
it's like a famous. It's a famous phrase.
Is it?
The
I don't
Catholic
speak
girls
Latin.
love it. You
What does
have
it
it on
mean?
Ash Wednesday.
Something dead.
Yeah, remember you will die.
Ah.
Well, isn't that
So cheerful.
uplifting?
It's
Speaking of
important.
death,
Remember
did
you will
you-
die. Remember that your actions may have terrible consequences, including skull
oh, that
management.
was me thinking, oh, it's Depeche Mode. Brilliant, because I love Depeche Mode. And I was thinking,
Well,
now I
then
get it. I can see
these are a great Depeche Mode fan item. I mean, Depeche Mode's
Yeah.
great,
Yeah.
but I
And they're
didn't.
depressing as well. So
Hey.
I only
No,
know
whenever-
one song of theirs.
See, whenever I'm like,
you don't like them. Oh. You're
My
probably too
ex-husband
young.
really liked them, so I was kind of
Ah.
against them.
all
so
my
it's
music is
protest.
deaf music, so Depeche Mode.
Well, that song, that Death is Everywhere, there are flies on the windscreen for a start. I love that song. Everything in
That
it
sounds
is just
horrifying.
miserable. But it's got such a happy, jaunty tune.
Everything in it's miserable. It's my favorite song. Like what?
Oh, you need to be a Smiths girl.
I don't know
listen
what
to
that
the
is
Smith-
either.
Morrissey and the Smiths? Oh, I need to send you some tunes.
It is my first favorite song about someone in a coma.
Girlfriend in a
That's-
coma. Yeah.
There we go.
My
My
What
second
is
favorite
happening?
is
What
Regina
people listen
Spektor,
to?
Jessica, Wake Up. So, it's just called Jessica,
How is-
but that's how the chorus goes.
How is there more than one song about people in a coma?
Isn't
What?
Puppet Master about someone in a coma? Or is
Yes.
that another one
No.
like
No,
that? Yes,
it's
there we go.
Blasphemous Rumors. Blasphemous Rumors is about a girl in a coma.
There we
Polka
go.
Dot, do you listen to this stuff or do you listen to happier stuff?
Well, I do listen to all kinds of music.
Do you have
well,
a favorite coma
actually,
song?
Well, that's a lie. Like I do listen to like 70s disco,
Okay.
but also heavy metal.
Yeah.
So Depeche Mode is totally, I know exactly what you're talking about. It's totally in my wheelhouse for those types of days when you want to, have some less
Teenage angst.
yeah, when you want to be emo and you just need to feel that, then
Yeah.
that Tool stuff like that.
Hey,
But
Hey,
no.
Amy.
Hey.
we're talking Depeche Mode
Oh. Okay.
and songs about being in a coma.
Yeah, Anne has two favorite songs that are about being in a coma, and I said I didn't know that any existed. So that's where we are right now.
Okay. Well, one of my favorite songs is about a guy who built himself a submarine from everything he learned from his library card, and then he wrote it away, and nobody knows what happened to him.
Oh, okay.
Not sure I know that one.
It's called Walt Grace's Submarine Tests by John Mayer.
Never heard of such a thing.
It
It's a
does sound
really-
very John Mary.
Therese would know it. Is Therese in the chat?
Yeah, she is.
She is. Therese and Joe and Katie and Annie.
There's a lot of people hanging out there today.
I'm
Yeah.
just
Hey,
popping
friends.
in. I'm popping in while the men are at the gym before I begin my angst of legislative hell. So
I'm sorry.
I thought I'd say hey.
Well, since you're just popping in, want to tell us what you're working on?
A baby blanket. I did a good bit last night on knit night.
Oh, pretty.
You're not finished yet.
No,
She had to go to work and stuff.
I had to go to work and I had to fight the Gestapo government. I mean, I had things to do.
You were busy today.
Okay, so explain with the government, but from
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I hear, it's kind of, well, here, I'll let you explain. Never mind.
I hate politicians and I hate the government, and I don't even not supposed to be involved in the government, and yet I find myself in it because I can't let these maniacs do what they do. So Louisiana legislature is in session, and it's just a not nice word. So
Okay, but what are they doing? Because I'm
Well,
confused.
everybody thought, oh, if we get a Republican governor, it'll be great, and he'll like protect our freedoms, and it'll be fabulous. Yeah, no, I knew that wasn't going to happen. So, yes, he's a rhino, and they basically they're in one session, they may do away with our vaccine freedoms and our educational freedoms all at once. It's great.
Wow.
What?
I love it. I'm so happy here.
Oh my God. I mean, I live in New York, so all of that has been shit for a long time, but sucks to be you. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I'm just trying, they had an education committee today, and it was a absolutely total shit show. So it was bad.
I'm sorry.
So I have to try to watch video and make sound clips and bites and rally the troops to fight the bills on the floor. So
you got like important work to do, and you can't just hang out with us and talk nonsense?
No.
I'm sad about that.
At least my admins gave me timestamps. I have to get the video, then I have to do a call to action. Because we're just a support group. We're not like a lobbyist group. So we have to fight against the super fake conservative lobbyist groups. So, which hi polka dot. I'm Amy, and I'm not a liberal or a conservative, but
hi, nice to meet you. I normally don't involve myself in politics
Me
publicly,
neither.
so hello.
Yes. This is kind of a weird episode for you to jump in on.
This is ironic, since I don't even vote, and somehow I get myself in these situations.
It happens.
Yeah. Well, we can talk other happy things.
So yeah.
No. I mean, but good for you to, if you feel compelled to do something, good for you to, not let like apathy or something get in your way. Like it is admirable, because most people just like to complain and do nothing about it. So good for you to want to try to do something. Whether you'll succeed or not, who knows? But at least,
Every year, I'm like, that's it. I'm not getting involved anymore. I'm not even going to read the bills. And then every year, here I am reading the bills. And I'm like, why do they do this? Because people think, oh, let's take a statute and let's make it even better. And I'm like, guys, y'all don't understand how this works. When you open a statute, it means they can add whatever they want to it and change whatever they want for the worse. Like another medical freedom group tried to make a statute that they had good intentions, but as I warned them, it's not good to open statute. Well, an amendment got put in it that a legislator now wants a written doctor's note for everybody who claims a vaccine exemption. We didn't have that before. So now you have to trust the author to pull the bill. Well, that doesn't always work. So then you have to rally the troops and ask everybody to email everybody, call everybody, and it's just fun.
Yeah,
it's good times.
Sorry, just in my head, it's put that thing back where it came from. We're so happy.
Right. I get it. It's the best of intentions, but I always try to tell people, I'm like, if things aren't broken, leave it alone.
That's
it's kind of like when a baby's napping, right, DK? We don't wake the baby up.
No, you never wake the baby up. Just leave it.
Leave it.
I mean, my kids are 8 and 10, and I still don't wake them up unless I have to. Like, if they're sleeping and it's like 9 o'clock, I don't care.
Exactly.
Like, we can do homeschool whenever. So just let them sleep. If they're sleeping, they need to.
Right.
Yeah. So leave it alone. Don't get involved.
Yeah. So if you're ever bored one day and you really want to compare your state's legislation to a really ridiculous one, Louisiana's probably tops in the ridiculousness. I mean, I think they had 900 House bills filed. Who has time for that?
I don't know.
Well, it's one of the funny things when people are like, oh, love your governor in South Dakota. I'm like, that's great, but her strength is that she doesn't do things. That's the best part about her. It's not that what she does is so awesome. Sometimes she'll say something. I mean, like they have this thing going about how, the Chinese government can't buy farmland here. Awesome. Great. Love that. That's going to get screwed up somehow though. So I'm not like super enthusiastic, but in theory, I'm like, oh, that's a good thing. Right. But the missing Miss Christie, the best thing she does is go, yeah, I'm not going to touch that. And I'm like, that's why we voted for you. Babe, you keep that seat warm.
Exactly.
Just don't screw anything up and we'll be A-okay.
That's my goal every year. And we had a peaceful couple of years, but I knew when Landry came in and everybody loved him that I'm like, look, he's got good intentions, but he's bought and paid for like everybody else. And no. If it's controlling, I don't want it, whether it's Republican or liberal. Can we just not? And just
I think the older I get, the more I lean towards like libertarian. Like I just don't want anybody to tell me anything, and I want everybody like if you're not hurting anybody, go do it and be happy and leave me the hell alone.
That's pretty much my philosophy.
So
see, I'm against libertarians on a small fedora basis alone. Nobody with hats that bad and ill-fitting on their head should be in charge of anything at all.
Well, I don't wear a fedora, so
see, there you go. You're head and shoulders above. Oh, because I see her in the chat, I got a very lovely something in the mail from Miss Cat Hurd that I would like to show off.
Oh,
okay.
It is super.
Do I need to make you big?
Not particularly, because it's not.
Make her big. Make her big.
Do I need to make you big?
No, it's not like a package. It's like a letter. Oh, hi.
That's Anne's
I
favorite
like to make you big
from the show.
Anyways, I got something that Neil knows cannot be found. Something that does not exist in the open market.
You have
and it is.
Oh, yes.
It is the Dale of Norway Nagano pattern. So, here. Which she sent me a copy of. Here, let me just copyrighted information all over. Look at that.
Ooh,
oh, my word.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyways, with the dragons and everything.
When
and
are you casting on?
This is a lot. I need to gather yarn. But it says Nagano very slightly in the thing up there. And not only did she send me the pattern itself, which is in Norwegian. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. But there's
that's easy to do.
Oh, there's just
that's easy to do, Anne. Just like whatever, it's fine.
Yes, and there
Norwegian is the easiest language for English speakers to learn.
Really?
Well, why don't I just hop on that?
That sounds like Neil volunteered to help you there.
I think he's going to translate it for you.
Well, I've already done a lot on that pattern, haven't I, Anne? Come on,
You have, yes, because he contacted the original designer who did not have the pattern.
In Norwegian and in Danish.
Wow.
You contacted her in
both languages.
Norwegian and Danish?
Yeah, because I wasn't sure whether she was Norwegian or Danish. And what I do know is that they both understand each other's written language. So I knew if I sent it in both, they would, she'd understand one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, so she doesn't even have her own pattern. Can you imagine that?
Wow.
No, I mean,
I cannot imagine
when
that.
was the Nagano Olympics? Like 91?
Was it 98? Oh, I thought it was 98.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember.
Also, she sent me the patches.
Wow.
Wait, hold them up. What are they?
They're the patches that you put. You have to put them on your sleeve once you finish knitting the sweater. Here.
How does she have the patches and not the pattern?
Well, here, 1 second. Take me off the larger screen, and I'll go get the sweater I have.
So this is that Olympic thing you had found and you were obsessed with?
Yes. Well, she's been talking about it as long as I've known her. So look, she's been obsessed with it for longer.
It is cool, though. It is really cool. Because I managed to find a couple of the other ones that they've done, and they're very clever the way they're designed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, apparently, Failsafe22 says I'm full of lies.
Okay.
And they also pointed out that I'm bald.
Oh. Okay. I thank you for that information.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about the blue hairs or something, and that's when the bald comment came. I'm not certain.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like I said, it's been quite the day for me, so I might not be picking up everything that y'all are dropping. So do my best.
Anyways.
Oh, geez, Louise. Yes, dear. Oh, hi. I missed you.
Hi. Oh, I missed you too. Anyways, with the original Olympic patterns, you see, there we go. These guys, beautiful, just fat stacks of quite beautiful knitting patterns. Oh, you don't see them.
Just to say, the lies thing was about when I said Norwegian was an easy language for English speakers.
Yeah.
Look, Salt Lake City, 2002. You too can be this blonde couple. They're so happy.
I think you and DK should replicate that picture.
Look at that guy. Quite the pinup right there.
The problem with us trying to replicate a picture, Neil, is that we live like 1,200 miles away from each other. It would be like a thing. It's not just like we can be like, oh,
We could
hey, let's
Photoshop
go.
one of you into the other's picture.
We could do it.
Okay.
I'm not doing it. I'm not good at that stuff. It'll look like crap. Or maybe we want it to like look obviously like crap. It's, you know, like as a joke. Okay, yes, Anne's still talking. I'm sorry. I'm just, haha, hey.
Hey. Anyways, this is the sweater that the pattern is for, right? Which I bought because that's the only way I could get the pattern at the time. But I have the real pattern now, so it's much better. And the sleeves, as you see, right there. Right there. See that?
Oh, okay.
So you were right, Neil. It is 1998.
He loves when we say that.
You were right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they can't see my smug face at the moment. Smug.
There we go. But yeah, and there, and you can see it on the back.
So the question
Any
is,
big again, or are we good?
if you've already got the sweater, why do you need the pattern?
Because I'm
That's a good
highly
question.
competitive.
Is this another like personal challenge, Anne?
I don't understand what you mean when it is not a personal challenge.
How'd those socks end up?
Yeah.
Hey,
Polka Dot, you missed some stuff, but Anne likes to do things just to challenge her own self. Like last year, it was to make 12 pairs of socks in like 4 months or something.
it was
like
to
something
make
dumb.
8 pairs of socks, and I made 7.
You did.
Okay. And then we just
You
finished
failed.
up the Mark Schulberg challenge, which was Anne just being like, I'm going to make a shawl for Easter. If you guys want to make a shawl for Easter, we're going to have this challenge. Like she's super competitive and she just makes these
Then
challenges
she
up for her
drags us into it.
people join her, which is fun and weird.
And we do it.
I have an idea for a couple of challenges, actually, which I will not speak of on air, because otherwise we might commit ourselves. We don't want to do that.
Be afraid, people. Be afraid.
Like, aw, thanks, Kat. But anyways, I feel like we have been very remiss. Miss Polka Dot, what have you been working on?
Oh, I just recently, while you guys were talking, did the ribbing for these little booties, little crocheted numbers. And then now I'm just trying to finish up a lovey, taking a break from crocheting, and I'm sewing a little guy. That's it. And plus my other stack of many, many unfinished booties on the floor right now with a pile of yarn that I have to figure out which yarn to pick. And I'm horribly indecisive. So I'm not sure which one I'm actually going to do, but at least if I focus and I finish this, then I can move on to something else, and then we'll see.
Nice.
Do you do amigurumi? You don't do. I'm sure I remember hearing that you don't do amigurumi.
I have personally, like when I was a kid, I've made many, many things out of crochet. I don't sell stuff like that because I noticed that in markets and stuff, there's a lot of people who do that. So I don't want to make the same stuff. I would rather have a combination of things. So I primarily focus on baby booties and hats as far as crochet goes, and then everything else is sewn. So loveys, bibs, children's clothes. My husband and I did a children's book, which is sold out now. He's working on will be working on the second one. So it's just a whole array of different handmade items for families. So, and a bunch of different age ranges too. I like to focus on the little baby stuff because it's small, it's fast, and it's fun to do. But we do have stuff for older.
It's really freaking cute.
Oh, there he is.
It's
My little
it's
man.
adorable. Yeah.
I love him. It was hard to let him go. I took a picture of him before I put him in the box. I was like, oh, spicy.
I know. You drew me a little picture of him on the thing too. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, I like to do that with all of my orders if I have a chance. Like as a thank you, just like thanks for your order. And I just can't help. I always graffiti everything Like even if I go to like a fabric store, a coffee shop or whatever, and if there's something where people leave a note, I have to draw something somewhere. So it's a good opportunity to make little doodles on like the little packing slips or whatever.
Yes. Well, I love Spicy Nugget. And because I have put him in charge of project design and stash management, I like to just sit him on my table so he stares at me. So whenever I'm like messing around on my phone and I'm like, oh man, I'm doing all these other things, and then I look over.
Spicy Nugget judges the
Exactly. Spicy Nugget and his very efficient little bow tie says, Anne, why aren't you getting things done? Like,
yes, get it together. He's a very, he's very dedicated and very detail oriented. He's not going to let you slide. Definitely not.
I kind of want to figure out how to make him a little clipboard so he can
that would be cute. That would be so cute.
I'm sorry, I have a job now and we are going to make these goals.
Get a little piece of cardboard and then like a little paper and just a little paper clip.
Yeah, paper clip.
That would work.
That would be cute.
I'm gonna have to do that later.
My little spicy man. He was a mistake. I was on the couch sewing many, many, many chickens, and I happened to do him upside down. And I thought, oh well, that's a really fun face. I was just gonna go with it because I wasn't gonna take him apart. He's already been born, so I thought, well, he's spicy now.
I applaud.
At what point is he born?
Once I have most of the seams together. I'm not going into the debate of if he's born before, like when the fabric is there, when is sentient? Yeah, he's not born when he's just an idea. I get a little bit further down the line.
Is it when his eyes are on and his face is on, or is it when he's got a body?
Yeah, mostly once I'm out of the prototype phase, and I actually use the intended material. That to me is when they're born. So I do have like in the corner because I can't get rid of them either because they ended up being alive. I have a lot of
little hand of
prototypes and reject nuggets. That's okay, but they're not bad. I love them. I can't get rid of them, even if I call them reject nuggets. They're my little army. I have a lot of army of lambs and all sorts of different things just taking up space. I really should do something with them, but I don't know. I'll figure it out at some point.
Just imagining the toys all meshed together from the first Toy Story movie when they're like, oh, you're nice though.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly it. Exactly it. But I was a big girl and I decided to get a bigger and badder embroidery machine, like investing in my business. So now there's going to be more plushies, even faster. So expect many more spicy nugget-ish plushies and all sorts. I have a whole plan of what I want to do. Like in the summer, I want to do a lemonade stand. So I want to have different types of little like sour faces on a lemon and all sorts of different fun things. Yeah. I hope it'll be fun. I mean, it'll be fun to me. I hope other people think it's fun too.
So, not to pressure you, but have you ever thought of doing a little shark?
I was just going to message you, Anne. I was just going to send you a private message saying, ask her to do a shark.
Yeah. Okay,
so we did this challenge, and we're going to do it this year too. But last year,
new and improved.
New and improved. Part of the crazy challenges that we put on is last year we did Shark Week being 8 days like it is on this Discovery Channel, and you got different points, if you had a shark bag or if you took pictures with a shark with your project and a shark and everything. But the entire game was 8 days. You had to choose a project, and if you didn't finish it in those 8 days, you had to pull it all out
on camera.
Camera. There had to be photographic proof that you'd done it.
Oh my chest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, heartbreaking. But it sounds fun though. I'm not maybe I don't know. I guess I am competitive too. Like I do thrive in like the challenge of stuff when there's a short deadline, because that's sort of the nature of how my work life was before doing this. I always ended up in like do all this stuff in a really quick time. Like now, let's go. So that's kind of how I work now. So even now I have an internal deadline of Saturday to get X number of things done. I'm sweating, but I'm the most productive when I have an actual end goal. I know that's not everybody's cup of tea. Like some people need to not have a, have maybe a date or no date, just have a loose, relaxing time. But I don't thrive in relaxation, I guess. I'm kind of high strung. So I'm totally up for a shark challenge if you want me to make a shark.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I was thinking that even if, I mean, not that you necessarily have to make it in that week, but we tell different shops. Yeah,
that's
we tell
plenty
different
of time. No, that's plenty of time.
No, but we have different shops and things that do promotional stuff. So I mean, if people came to you to buy little plushy sharks, that is a possibility.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm already knowing what fabric I'm gonna pick. I kind of know what his face is gonna look like. So absolutely I'm down.
Oh,
Awesome.
Cool. Do we know when it is? Because Katie Clark wants to put it on her calendar, so she's aware. It's usually in July.
Yeah,
it
we
is
were
usually
long last year.
Like the second week of July or so,
Yeah,
but
that the last
we can figure it
time we
out.
mentioned it on air, somebody said it was going to be like the 21st to
it says waiting for official dates.
Right,
have
because
you
last
watched
time
Cheryl's podcast lately.
Oh.
Knits. She's actually designed a new knitted shark for the next Shark Week, and it's a hammerhead this time.
Oh, cool.
So it's
That'll
cute, and it's going to be easier. Apparently, it's not going to be that thing you do, Anne.
It's harsh.
It does. Yeah.
Oh my God! And there's a Shark Week 2024 group on Facebook.
Everybody's ready.
I didn't know Shark Week was such a big deal.
Oh, I'm joining this bad boy.
It's funny though, because like we do a Shark Week thing, but I didn't even watch any shark stuff. Did you, Anne?
I watched some shark stuff. I
Okay.
watched some really great
did.
rednecks in the bayou go after the voodoo shark.
I forgot about that one.
And it was some quality Discovery programming.
I watched a bizarre shark film, and I think it was a comedy where the shark was in the toilet and ate the girl from inside the toilet or something. It was weird.
Oh my God! Look at all the shark stuff in this group. Oh, Anne, you've got to.
I think
Anne,
Red Letter Media did a thing about sharks. I think they did a rundown of like all different types of shark movies, like Shark Exorcist, Shark House. Like it's on. It's if you look up Red Letter Media and Shark, I think they have a whole list of all different Amazon shark movies.
That might be the one that I watched? It might have been that one.
Okay,
it's like a haunt. The house is haunted by a shark.
Oh
yeah, there's a whole lot of like zombie shark movies, which I had no idea sharks were like that big a deal. Like I've heard of Shark Week when I had cable, but otherwise, shark, okay, baby shark, like I don't know. I'm not really that.
You need to get the things for Shark Week 25, 26, all the way up into the future. You need to claim them before people get them.
Well, I don't know if you. Now's probably not the time to announce the theme for Shark Week 2024, unless you. Okay,
I'm fine with it. Unless you want to wait till we have like a logo.
That's true. We do need a logo, but I'm excited about this. It's going to be a good time.
So go for it.
Okay, so first Shark Week, regular old Shark Week, beautiful. Okay, this Shark Week we're going with a double theme.
Okay.
Yes.
I just want to say, because I missed some of the conversation, my headset stopped working for some reason. But this Shark Week theme is a classic example of Anne doing something because she finds it hilarious and is challenging her own self. So I just wanted to put that out there. Okay.
Hey, look,
move along, my love.
Most of the reason I make things is to make myself laugh. If I didn't think having Memento Mori shooter's mitts was absolutely hilarious, they would not exist. Okay. I mean, that and
it's
I
a good reason
every single time, with the knit Donald Trump head and everything else. I think it's funny. But anyways, Shark Week 2024, going to change things up a little bit. Not a lot. Everything that counted for Shark Week 2023 will count for 2024. But like we have the shark themed things that you're for patterns, for for bags, for stitch markers, for yarn colors. This this year the theme is Raiders of the Lost Shark, which means that everything shark themed counts, but everything adventure archaeology also counts. So
Yeah.
if there's any ancient treasure, if there's any man in a fedora, or if you want to go the Tomb Raider
You
route,
just said you
also
didn't
counts.
like men in a fedora, so you need to pick a lane.
There's some like libertarians in a fedora.
Yeah, well, his
Well,
fedora
I'm
is
just
more
saying.
butch, I gotta say.
Okay.
It's
Is
not
it
like one of those
officially a
little
fedora? His hat?
Who?
Like,
I don't think it is.
is his official hat, the indie hat, is it a fedora like proper or no?
No, I don't think
Well,
it is.
I think they call it a fedora proper, but it's a
Do they?
different shape than what you normally see on hipsters.
Yeah.
We should ask Carrie.
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
my hat terminology.
I don't either. But yeah, Anne came to me with this theme about, I don't know, 2 months ago by now, maybe 3. And I'm like I had to think about it for a couple days. I'm like, and I got on board. But yeah, she just has been laughing about it for months already.
Because I'm already sitting there going,
I've got an idea for the
I can see
year
the
after.
logo
Anne,
in
I'll
my
tell
head
you.
already. Like with the shark.
oh, I have like
I'll-
15 ideas.
Yeah,
It's gonna
she's
be
got
put
great.
it
like a
in
bunch
the,
of them. So
I have a pun for every month here on out. But yes, to repeat, Raiders of the Lost Shark. Gonna make some
yeah, so there you go. Underwater archaeology sharks. You're all set. So
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I'm gonna go make dinner before my men get home, and then dive into my unfunness. So,
well, thanks for stopping
thanks for letting
in.
me pop in.
God bless and Godspeed.
Seen you
Right,
twice
good
in
luck.
1 week.
I know. You're so obsessed
Wow.
with me.
People are going to be talking.
All right. And I always need baby stuff. Don't forget.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, make some baby stuff for Amy. Friends.
Yeah, keep me in
Yes.
mind. I'm I try to be everywhere. Etsy, Instagram, and X. Same name.
You don't have to
Coconut.
leave. I'm just leaving.
You don't have to leave.
You don't have to leave.
Oh, okay.
Just Amy's leaving.
Well, pimp yourself away, but I'm just leaving.
All right.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, Amy.
Bye.
Oh man. Okay. Which cat's that?
This is North Star.
North Star.
Most needy of the cats.
Since he's been ill, he's very needy, and
Aw.
he just
Yeah.
wants to be on me all the time.
Kitty.
Well,
Just sweet but annoying at the same time.
Yeah. My cat only ever wants to be on me when I'm like, it's like the cat and the kids are the same thing. Like, I love snuggling my kids and they don't do it nearly enough because they're getting older. But like, if I'm about to get out of a chair, that's like when everybody comes to like sit on my lap and I'm like, I love you, but I was like literally I was halfway up and you came and sat down. I wish you guys would like snuggle when I was just chilling.
Yeah, when he was ill and I thought he was dying, I was, really worried. But now that he's back to normal, I just want him to curl up and sleep. It's like whatever they're doing, it's the opposite. It's a he. He's a he.
But he loves
So
you.
sweet.
He does.
And that's
you do,
okay.
don't you? Yeah.
I find that
that
male cats are normally more clingy and like affectionate than girls.
Yeah, Inca's
it's true.
the girl cat I've got. She's not like that at all.
Yeah, I have girl cats and they could, most of the time, they could care less about us.
Yeah.
So,
Well, mine is only affectionate at certain times. Like there's specifically certain things that she does that are affectionate. Otherwise, it's like, she wants her own space. I have my own space, and that's about it. How old is your little guy? Your little man?
He's 11 now. I thought he was 10, but he's
Oh,
actually
wow.
11. So he's middle-aged? I don't know. What will he be? What is that in human years?
I don't know.
isn't
Probably
it
an old
old?
man, isn't he? Yeah, he probably is.
I
It
know, I
7
heard
years or is
once
that
that-
dogs?
I heard once that once they turn like 9, they're considered senior, but I don't think that's right.
I don't know.
9, right?
I don't know. Mine's going to be 18 this year. My old
Wow.
gal.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Had her a
amazing.
long time.
He needs a walking stick.
I know, my poor little thing. She still wants to play and run up and down the stairs and stuff. She just likes to take more naps, and she's skinnier than she used to be, even though she eats. So it's just the nature of old cats. But but she's still sassy as ever.
Yeah, we have one that's going to be 15.
Aww.
And like we had to start giving her vitamins because she had that like old lady thing where like her spine was sticking out, even though she's still kind of heavy. Like, you know, they lose the muscle mass.
Yeah.
And so there's a vitamin that we started giving her, and she actually looks much healthier now. So that's fabulous.
I give mine every now and again, like a glucosamine chewable thing. She can't chew it. I have to break it up for her because she's got like no teeth. But that it does help like with her joints and stuff. Otherwise, if not giving it to her, she was really like shaky and stiff and stuff. But that stuff works like a dream. Like it really it helps her. And you know, I think she's probably gonna outlive me, like just out of spite. Like she's such a look at it. Look at that cat.
He's not showing his butt, is he?
No.
No, he's good.
No, he's not being like the prime minister or anything or whatever.
I'm holding his tail down here. I'm protecting his dignity.
Funny.
What a sweet thing. That's so cute.
Are you jumping on me or not? What are you going to do?
He can't decide.
He wants to be on me, but he knows that I'm prepared for him, so he won't jump up there. He likes to do it when I'm not. Here we go. Here he is.
Ooh. We have a little cat. We got it during COVID. And if I'm sitting at our kitchen table, she climbs up my back and gets on my shoulder and like stands on my head. She's the weirdest cat. She hates Anne like so much.
Yeah, she doesn't like me.
Oh.
Anne came and stayed with us, and she trapped her in the bathroom. I was yelling at her.
I know. And it's just, you know, you always have, not always, but it was that, you know, moment of decision of, you know, I'm a guest here. Am I going to have to drop kick this cat? And I feel like that would be rude. You know, I'm not quite sure.
It would be rude, but also she's a brat, so I don't think anybody would have been too angry. The kids probably would have been quite traumatized, but that's okay.
Is she a black cat by any chance?
She's a tortie.
Oh, they say they're sassy.
She's crazy.
Yeah.
They say that about those.
Yeah. No, when she was a baby, like she would just randomly climb like the screen doors and stuff, like just, and then she'd get up there and just be like chilling. Like, I don't know. She's a weird cat. We like her, but you know. But oh, Neil, he's so happy and cute.
Yeah, we have to do this every night.
Yeah.
Oh, is he like mad that you're not in bed?
No, because he'd be I'd be sat in my armchair and he'd be on me there. It's whenever I pick up knitting, whenever he hears the knitting needles, he wants to be on me. It's like he knows.
Yeah.
And whenever I'm trying to use the computer, he wants to sit on that as well. It's like he wants to be.
I mean, obviously.
Yeah, but if I'm doing nothing, he leaves me alone.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I'm
telling you, kids and cats,
yeah.
Same thing. Oh, Mom, like I get on the phone. I haven't been on the phone for 3 days. I get on the phone. My kids come like out of the walls. They immediately know that I am on the phone, and everybody has to speak to me this very second. Like it's just a thing. It's fine. Like I haven't seen them in 3 hours. They've been doing schoolwork or playing or something, and everybody like they must be able to hear it. Must be on a frequency they can hear.
It's because they know your attention isn't on them.
Correct.
Let's say you're using phone voice. You can always tell.
Yeah, there's a different voice. What a sweet boy. Ooh,
yeah,
so huggable.
I've got 3 altogether. The other 2 aren't like this. Although Ollie, when I go to bed, he likes to sleep on the bed next to me. He's not a cuddly cat.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to seem too interested.
Yeah. Well, you can't get in with this one anyway, so it's like the other 2 have got no chance. Oh, he's off. Oh, he had enough. Oh.
No, mine has to sleep on me, which is great. Oh, yeah. Every night once I have to stop moving and be in a specific position, because if I'm in a different position, she doesn't like that. She'll she'll hit me. I have to be laid in a specific way. She has to walk up on me, check that I'm still breathing. Then she walks down me, and then she'll sleep like on my leg, and of course it goes numb, or my foot, or she'll sleep on my hip. Like I don't know why she does it. I never wanted her to, but she just does, and I can't break the habit. And at 18, what am I going to do? Like it's fine. I'll just live with it. But every single night, and there's some nights where she doesn't do it, and as nice as it is that I'm like, oh, I can move, it's like, oh, well, where is she? Is she okay?
Yeah.
I get used to like having numb legs and numb feet and numb arms and cat on my head and her like, you know.
Do you do that thing where you stay absolutely still because you don't want to disturb them?
Yes.
It's like you try to get to sleep. Bugger the cats, but I'm still like, don't move or else he'll come off, you know.
Yes, absolutely. Once she's sat down, I try not to move because I know she's comfortable. So I don't want to, you know, her comfort.
No matter how much
important
pain
than
you're in, the cramps you're getting in your knees and all that, you still stick there. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Are you covered in scars like I am as well?
Oh yes, I have.
Yeah,
I have permanent scars on my legs. When I first got her, she was I think maybe around a month old. Like she was found in the city, and someone had her and they couldn't take care of her. So I just decided I'll take a cat. Why not? And she had fleas really bad. And as a result of having fleas, I have a lot of bites. So I permanently have scars on my ankles from the flea bites. And I have many scars from her because of her attitude. And from day one, she was just a sassy little thing. Like she thought she's bigger than me. Like she's actually going to do something. And in my, you know, northeastern way, it's like, really, what are you going to do? Honestly, like, seriously, what are you little, like half a pound cat going to do? But she thought she was going to tear me apart. It was just, it was so silly.
Like I'm going to do this.
Yeah, right. Exactly. With her tiny little hands. But
the worst cat injury I've got was from Inca, the girl cat. Because from being a kitten, she's wanted to run up my back and then just sit on my shoulder, but not know why. Once she gets there, she doesn't know what to do. And as she's got older, every now and again, she still does it, but she doesn't do it often enough that I'm aware, you know, that I'm ready for it. So it's usually when I'm in the kitchen and I'm over the sink and I'm completely distracted. What she did once was she ran up my back and I was wearing a thin t-shirt, and halfway up she missed and all the way down. So I had scratches down my back, and it wasn't from a good experience. You know what I mean? And it's so when they scratch you, it's so sore, isn't it? It's like the most stinging cuts you can imagine.
Yeah, like a bruise and a sting at the same time. Like I think the worst she's ever done to me was she headbutted me in the nose once.
Ooh.
So it looked like I got into a fight. Like, and I went to work like that. They thought like, oh, what happened to you? It's like, yeah, it wasn't my cat. I got into a fight.
You got scars all over your arm, like yourself harming. You've got black eyes.
Exactly. Like, how do you explain that? But no, it really was her. Like, I don't know. I think that's probably the worst. And maybe, you know, because she sleeps on me, I'm constantly worried that, like, I listen for her having to throw up because I really don't want her to throw up when I'm sleeping. So I have to be very careful. Once she almost threw up in my face, and thank God I was awake enough that I could just shift her. Please go off the bed. I don't care where you go, just not on me. Like, I cannot take. I love her to death, but I will not let her throw up on me.
With the throwing up thing, the worst is if you've got hard floors. I don't have carpet.
Yes.
And I was in bed. It was the middle of the night, and I heard the, you know, like they do, and then I heard the splat where it hit, and I was like, oh.
See, at least you have hard floors because you can clean that up really easily with carpet.
Yeah.
That's bitch. It's awful.
You know, when Molly, my bulldog, who now lives with my brother, but she when she was a puppy, everything Molly does, she does with gusto, with verve, with excessive force, including throwing up. I just remember one night, like the dog's throwing up all night long, and she really gave it her all. And yeah, it was all over bed and sheets too. I was like, ugh. Like pack it
That's
all,
horrifying.
clean it all up. And I'm like, why? And this
Why do
poor
we have
little wrinkly
animals? Why do
bulldog
we do
face
it?
is like, I'm so sorry.
Because we love them.
Because
And
they're
they're
occasionally very
babies.
sweet.
Yeah,
Like
once a
your
month.
cat.
They're lovely.
Well, Molly does the thing like you were saying with cats jumping on you right when you're knitting, that she is a snuggler. So if you're sitting on the couch and you're not paying attention to her, she's like 65 pounds of dog, and she'll come up and sit right next to you. Big paw, hi. Like drag your arm towards her.
What are you doing?
Hey, and like,
let me
hi,
help.
I'm knitting here. No. Last time I was over at Max's, he was having me play the new Helldivers game, and I'm going like, oh, bugs! And Molly's like, hi, actually, I haven't seen you lately, and I'd like your attention. And she's grabbing my arm over because I'm sitting on the couch.
Oh.
I'm like, dog, bug's gonna eat my face. And she's just like, hello, me.
Just got to speak to Therese. Therese, you don't know that yet? How many have we done now? And you don't know not to eat your dinner? Note to self, she puts, don't eat dinner during knitting wars.
Yeah, I got distracted because somebody said something to me in the one above it. The little green machine works wonders on carpets for pet incidents. That's good to know. But I have a Bissell, one of those ones that vacuums and like does the carpet cleaning at the same time. It's not like a deep cleaner, but it's like good for like, because I let the kids eat in the living room and stuff sometimes. And so like if they get something on the floor, I can just and it cleans it right up. So yeah. But good to know. I've got scars on my neck and upper chest because one of mine likes making biscuits there. Yeah. Well, they're just babies.
Yeah.
It's
Babies
all right.
with razor blades for fingers.
They're fine.
And vampire teeth.
But
and they're
seriously,
kind of vindictive.
yeah.
Yes.
I was gonna say,
yes.
But it's amazing how like perceptive they are. My mom is disabled. She's got a nerve disease and one of her legs is really bad. It's her one knee and her hip. And she's got one cat that will like come and like sleep next to her hip. And she says it's like the best thing ever because the body heat is enough to like help the pain go away. So it's amazing that like that cat knows that that's where it should go and sleep. Like, I don't know.
I don't know how if this has got any basis in reality or not, but I read somewhere that something to do with the vibration of cats' purrs is supposed to be healing in some way.
Too.
You know, no idea if it's true. But
yeah, I've heard that.
Yep.
Well, I know when I get really bad migraines, my cat tries to take care of me. Like if I'm like in a ball on the couch, like under a blanket, she will sit near me or on my head even. And even in bed when I'm sleeping, if my stomach hurts or my shoulder, that's where she puts herself. And I think they say that we emit like a smell, like when we're in pain, or like that area has like a different scent, and animals know that. And that's why they will.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's why they sit in. I don't know how true it is. I've heard it. But that's why they sit in specific places. But for sure, I know when I don't feel good. Like I've had her long enough that even when I was like a little emo kid, if I was crying, she would like, pat my eyes and like she would like be extra nice to me when I was like sad or upset. And even if I raise my voice or she can tell I'm tense, that's when she like rubs against my legs and like she's trying to comfort me. At least that's how I take it. Maybe I'm delusional, but that's what I think anyway.
No, that's cool though. But I'm always amazed because like my mom's disease, you can't touch certain parts of her body. It causes her like horrific pain. And the cat will like get on her knee, like right up before that point where you can't touch it. Like it's a cat. How in the world do they even know that? It's amazing. But
I think they're a lot more perceptive than we give them credit for. Just because they can't speak doesn't mean that they don't know. And they're animals. And I mean, depending on how you think, like kind of we are too, sort of. Depending on, your position on stuff. But like they must be able to know how to survive. So I guess they kind of know what to do just instinctually, I guess.
Yeah.
Sorry, if you can hear anything, he's rubbing his face on the microphone. So you can hear a weird brushing sound.
He doesn't want us to know the secret. That's what it is. We're getting too close to the truth, and he doesn't want us to know.
Have you got a statement to make?
Ooh, sweet.
I was gonna tell Polka Dot that Neil has an account just for his cats because when he first started coming around, somebody told him that his cats are ugly.
What?
And as
No.
I've said before, look, I have seen some ugly cats.
Yeah.
I have. I
Really?
totally cat discrimination. I've seen some. You could almost say dogs. The cats are being so ugly, but it's
Cat
like
dog.
Neil's cats are totally nice and normal. They're not like wonk-eyed or nothing.
Yeah,
Look at
they're
his
normal.
face. Oh, he's going to fight me now. But
Look at
how
this
could you
sweet little
say he's
cat.
ugly?
Ooh,
Oh, he's got
look
his
at
claw
him.
on the laptop.
Yeah,
Look at
handsome.
this
Oh.
beautiful
Oh,
boy.
here you go.
Look.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
baby.
So handsome.
Say
What a
hello.
fine fellow.
There you go. Look at the camera.
Ooh.
Oh, that was funny.
We used to
hate
have
you,
this family of farm cats, and they really were the ugliest cats. They what some people called ink spot cats, where it's a white cat with just a blob of gray on its forehead, and that's it. And they were always dirty, and they were, they're just one.
Well, why don't you take better care of them, man?
They're wild animals. We like almost civilized them a little bit, but not really. And they all had rather tragic
radiator.
ends. There's a lot of drama in what happened to these cats, the ones whose ends we know. But yeah, it was Irene and Bingo and Baby Vengeance and
Baby Vengeance.
Fat Howard, I think, was one of them.
I mean,
Like
why
Harold,
not?
who was Fat Harold, was one of them, was long haired, so not actually fat, but we're cruel. And then we found out it was a girl, and it was still Fat Harold. So,
I mean, yeah, why not?
but yes, Baby
I don't know.
Vengeance, we suspect, died of poisoning, not intentional. It was terrible.
You don't know what ASMR is?
No.
You haven't seen those videos where people are like whispering, or like there's some where they like tap on things, or like they do like weird shit.
Oh,
I don't
something to
really
do with
know.
falling asleep.
Yeah, well, sort of.
like
Some people just like to hear like bubble wrap popping or like breaking chalk or
I
squishing.
Yeah,
didn't
I've
realize
seen,
it was
like,
called ASMR.
the slime, they like
Oh.
squish slime, or because I watch, sometimes the kids and I will watch like a few videos on Instagram, and so like there's some with like kinetic sand where they like pat it down and it like goes and it's like, yeah, it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare for people with misophonia.
Misophonia, that's me. I have misophonia.
I don't know what that is.
What is that?
It's different things trigger it, and it's a neurological condition. So it's not a mental condition. It's a proper physical pathway thing in your brain. Instead of getting the fight flight response from an appropriate place, as in like someone pointing a gun at you or a fire, people with misophonia tend to stay calm in those situations. But a certain sound will trigger them, and they will get fight or flight. And people with misophonia literally, while that noise is happening, want to kill until that noise has gone. And for most people, it's not everybody, but it's food. So if someone was eating an apple near me, it would trigger me. But it's only certain people. So people think they're
really annoying,
picking and choosing who it would be, and it's like, no, it's not that. It's just that person doesn't eat in a way that, gets me, Other people have a visual one. So if someone was sat with like the legs crossed and was, bouncing the leg up and down, do you know what I mean? That would annoy them because they could see it. But it's really quite debilitating. It's quite, because one of the things for me was when I was working was the lunch hour at work, or if someone was eating food at their desk. And little things that they were doing. And if you can hear anything like that,
like
sound.
Teresa, slurp your coffee one more time. Like,
yeah.
Joe's gonna eat a banana sandwich right there, right in front of you.
And it's
and it stands for autonom. I can't read it.
That's the ASMR, isn't it? So autonomous sensory meridian response.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
Yeah,
was
well,
really
that
difficult.
yeah,
for me.
so that kind of whispering thing is a trigger as well. You know, if someone, I'm going to do it now. Sorry, Therese.
I can't hear you.
You know,
That's the
But
point, I think.
if you
They do.
whisper really quietly, you know, so you can just hear it, but it's just like ah.
Yeah.
Even
all
doing
that.
that's triggering me.
Yeah, that's interesting. But I don't care for ASMR, especially like the whispering. It creeps me the hell out. Like it gives me goosebumps down my back, but not like in a good way. Like in that, like I wish I could rip my skin off way. And I know
Therese
people
is
love
giving
it.
us
and it's
all of
weird.
her triggers. Don't tell us any more, Therese, because you know we're going to be doing it.
Start whistling.
Well, that one. There was a guy in a shop recently walking around whistling, and
Why?
I just wanted to kill. I wanted to kill him. It's like, I mean, I would never do it, but it
Well,
was actually so
obviously.
bad at one point that I went for CBT therapy or whatever it's called, cognitive behavioral therapy, and the woman who did it was like, oh yes, brilliant, the first misophonia person I've ever had. And basically at the end of it, we worked out that it's not something you can do anything about. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. The only thing is, and the problem is nobody would want to do it, is exposure therapy.
No.
Where you are trapped in a room with that noise constantly to try and, you know, make it stop affecting you.
Yeah, no, Ceci says that response I have to it, the hair on the back of your neck, is what it's intended to do. It is a horrible sensation. Why would you want that? Maybe other people like it. I don't like it. I don't want it. No,
yeah, it's definitely creepy, isn't it? I know what you mean.
Freaking weird.
There was one on YouTube that I saw, and it was a barber, and it was just like cutting hair, but it was silent. There was no, and all you could hear was the sound of the scissors, you know, and it was like, why am I watching this? You know, why has this come up?
That would bother me so much though. Like the sound of scissors, okay, but like the weird whispering and tapping, the tapping makes me want to reach through the screen and smack them. My kids will be tapping. I'll be like, if you guys don't stop that.
Have you read
like,
Nick Fuckery's comment there? That is brilliant. Exposure therapy works. I can fall asleep with it.
Yeah, I like the bakery bears. I don't know what you two are on about.
I don't know who they are.
No, they're nice. I really like Kay, and I think Joe really likes Kay. But both of us just have a bit of a thing about Dan. We're not keen on the things Dan does. Lovely person, I'm sure. But
I don't know who any of them are, so I have no opinion. Thank you very much.
Oh, you need to watch an episode to understand, because I think you'll be with me and Joe.
Do I have to?
You only need to watch 10 minutes at the most.
All right.
Although
I'll
you do have to
for
watch
you.
him walking around castles to get a full flavor of it.
See, maybe that's
Is
my
this a
issue.
knitting
I
thing?
think the walking around castles is heckin' cool. And you are like,
Is this a
walking
knitting
around
thing, or
castles
is it not?
is fine. Yeah, it's a knitting thing, but it's also
Why is he at a castle?
because
no,
it's
because
Dan's
they have
show.
little segments in it. That it's the knitting show, but he also has like
he wants to be a
history
TV
segments
presenter.
And he does
So
the walking the dales, and he has a little drone, so he gets drone footage of all these, you know, busted down abbeys that are near him, and I thought it's really cool. And then Kay
Production
does
value is very good.
Yeah, and Kay, she does yarn dyeing segments and also the baking segments, which I really enjoy.
Yeah, I just fast forward until she's back on. She's good. She's really good.
First off, kudos to them, because I don't have time to do anything, much less.
Well,
dude, I can't edit
successful.
our own podcast, much less have segments of it. Could you imagine, Anne, if I had to put segments together? Our show would be done. It would be the end of it.
Oh, they have a radio show as well, like an audio one, I mean. And they do a magazine. They also do shows for their patrons only. So that they must literally
Where are these people based?
In the UK. I think they're somewhere not far from Nottingham. So the kind of Yorkshire side, I think.
Yeah.
Not entirely sure.
They must
he's
have
very
staff
posh.
if they're that if they are that,
I know they have at least
they have
one
helpers.
staff gal.
Yeah, they do have help.
But I think
they
it
must have like an editor or something, because that's
Dan
lot
does
to
a lot
do.
of it. I'm pretty sure it's their full-time gig.
Yeah, it is.
Well, good for them.
Yeah. But watch it and you'll know what we're saying.
Okay. Well,
Oh yeah,
I will.
Kay's a designer. Somebody said, yeah, she used to she used to dye and sell yarn as well. But she still dyes yarn, but now she just sort of does tutorials. She doesn't sell it anymore.
Interesting.
Her yarn's nice as well. She did the jelly roll blanket. Have you seen the jelly roll blanket? Everybody was wanting to make them at one point.
Yeah.
Just like stripes.
No.
But
No. Remember, I don't make blankets, so I don't follow those.
I have the jelly roll blanket pattern. I haven't made it yet though.
Of course, Anna has the blanket pattern. See, this
cool
is how
Very simple, but very cool.
I'm gonna have to look it up.
And she's done a few sock patterns. She did do a bit of a naughty thing, though, I have to say. She basically did this pattern where she invented the umbrella toe. And it turns out that's been one of the first toes that was ever created. It's just that it fell out of fashion. And it's in the, is it Weldon's or Wadon's knitting books from way back in the day? Were they in like 1890s? It's actually in there, but it's just not called the umbrella toe. So I thought that was a bit
Interesting.
See, there's really nothing new in knitting though, because
except for Anne.
Well, I was about to say that my new little increase thing, I am almost certain that somebody's done this before. Surely. Like,
I don't think they have. I think it's new.
Well,
I think the nearest was that one that I sent you the other day from that what's she called?
But it definitely wasn't that.
Yeah.
So.
You have to show it, and then people will be able to say whether they've seen it.
Then people will. Oh, here, 1 second. You can see it better.
Can I make it big again?
No, you're fine.
Make it big. Make it big.
No, well, you can see it better here, except I flubbed in the middle, so you can see that really clearly with the nicer. Oh, sorry, see that?
Down the thumb.
Yeah, right there. Don't look at the middle bit, but the side, right there. Those are great. You can see like there's a little braid going on.
Yeah, so I want to know how you do it.
Left and then right, doesn't it?
Yeah. But yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, I had to take part of it out, and then it didn't quite come back together for that little bit in the middle. So look at that. The rest is fine.
Now that's the bit that we're all wanting to look at now. You do.
I know.
You've made a point of showing it.
I know, and I should have. The thing is that it happened because I took it out, so I didn't want to take it out another time and then do it because I had to raffle that.
Can we put Sezzy's comment on? So Sezzy, the last comment there, she's the tech editor for Block Magazine, and I've sent it to her already to look through it, and she's been looking to see if it's been, if it's somewhere else, because she thinks it's unique as well. So I think
that's cool.
You're onto something, I think.
Okay. Well, also I took some pictures of me knitting it, and I haven't sent them to you yet, Neil. So I'll
thanks, Anne. You've just been letting me struggle along trying to work it out.
I was going to talk to you in person or person-ish, and then we could.
What is going on that Anne made a mistake and then she did not go back to fix it? Who are you? Is there a pot under your bed?
It's time, isn't it? It was the time.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It was a time thing.
Yeah, deadlines are looming.
I know, I do. I have the second one. Not that I really need a second one, but I kind of do. I want a second pair. I mean, come on. When is the cutoff date, Neil?
The 15th.
15th
of this month, yeah. So what are we on now?
Patterns in.
Is it the 9th today or the 10th?
9th.
The 9th.
Well, it's probably the 10th for you now.
Yeah, it will be. Yeah. God, a day's gone. Oh, there's a day left for me.
How is it in the future?
You guys are dumb.
The future's bright.
Oh. Yeah, Therese, I'm not going to be rich off this one, especially since I'm debuting it in a free pattern for.
And you know what's going to happen?
One of the copyright on it.
Yeah, well, one of the wokesters is going to try and copy it and get it out there before. So that's why it's good that it will be going in the magazine, because at least then there's a record of when it was first used.
I suppose I should submit this for actual copyright, which I've done before, but whatever. Doesn't
Do
really
it.
matter.
Well, make sure you put the C, in circle on the plan. Well, we'll put that on. We'll put the C, because then that's enough to be copyrighted. It's only if it's trademarked or what's the other one? Patented, isn't it? That's the only time you have to really submit something.
I don't know.
Because
I don't mind. I do. Okay, I don't mind if anybody uses this in their own pattern. Good for them. Do credit me though, because I invented it.
I still think you should call it the pink crease.
I don't like it.
She just doesn't like it, so let it go. So are we going to do the crochet challenge? I mean, it's getting kind of up near 8 o'clock, so.
Can you give me 1 second while I get the crochet hook I want, because the one I've got
Must
is a little
I?
bit too big.
Fine.
But you can still talk. I'll be back 1 second. How do I take myself off?
Here, I can move you off if you want to. Oh, you're gone. Oh, deleted. Vanished. Gone forever. Wave your hands when you want to come back in.
That means I won.
Right? It means you won because he left?
Yes.
No. We have a leaderboard. We have a leaderboard for knitting, and we have a leaderboard for crochet. There's only a few people on the crochet end of it so far.
Okay.
But did we ever ask you what you were making today?
Yeah.
I missed it.
I think so. Well, I made these little booties. While everyone was talking, I just added some trim to them. And I did this little lovey. I decided to take a break from crocheting, and I finished this little sewn lovey. He's got like a little
patterned fabric hand.
Yeah, because it matches the inside of the fabric. I always try to make them coordinate so that, like, if the baby's holding it, it's like consistent, and also to give them a little bit of interest, because otherwise it can be kind of everyone keeps saying what is it, boring baby beige, like everything is kind of just like flat colors. So I like
beige.
Yeah, I try to use a lot of colors. And then I got bored again, not bored from the conversation, but like I can't just keep doing the same thing, and I started to add some fur trim to these little guys for Christmas time. Sort of like Uggs-ish, maybe,
cute
boots with the
fluffies.
Oh geez.
All right.
I'm back.
You're on. Hi. You did a thumbs up. I said wave your hands. You did a thumbs up. I figured that was the.
But it didn't happen straight away, so I was like, let me get the light right.
Need extra.
I like it that you've got a giant light right there. I need one.
Oh, it's just one of them thingy ones. Oh God, don't look at the dust on it.
Oh, excuse me.
Right, let me get sorted.
Good gracious.
Okay, I've done one. So when we come to count, I'll get rid of that one.
All right. Are we ready for me to set a timer?
Yep, I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yeah. Look at she is in position. Look at that.
Yeah.
Let's go. Let's do it.
All right. We ready? We in position? 3, 2, 1, go.
So, what else are you doing, Anne? Are you working on anything other than your memento mori mitts?
I have a couple of ideas going, but the thing is that I very desperately want to be doing something else. But right after these mitts are finished, the next issue after Bare Arms is the superhero issue, and I have some ideas for that one. So I really should be working on those, and and also I saw a test knit today that I want to do, so I might do that. But it's mostly garter, so it should be cool.
Interesting. I started over my sweater that I was working on, because I decided, as much as I love the yarn, there wasn't enough contrast in it for the color work I was doing, and I decided that I didn't want to put all the effort in and then have it not show up. Stop. Okay, count.
Pathetic.
Count what you did.
That was so bad.
Well, we're giving people retries, so if you don't like it, you can always retry. See, here's my. Yeah,
20.
You can't really see it very well.
All right.
20. That's cool.
I can do faster than that, but I'm going to have to do another one. Yes, I am wearing a wizard's robe, and I now have a wand. Someone asked
Neil
in the
at 20 polka dot.
20, yeah.
15. I choked.
15. Oh
It's
no.
okay. It's okay.
It's the pressure, isn't it?
We're,
It's like,
we're giving redos.
Yeah, because this is like one of my favorite hooks, and I'm normally just speedy along. And of course, I split the yarn like 3 times, and I started making, instead of single crochets, I was just slip stitching. It's like, no, what am I doing? That's not the right thing.
well, I made the mistake of using fingering as well. I should have used DK.
Yeah.
So
the pressure, it gets to you. It really does.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Do you want to go another time?
Well, I'll do it
another
day.
day.
I'll do it
another day.
Another
Yeah.
day.
We
Okay.
need to do a Rocky sort of, montage of doing our practice with the music.
Yeah, I gotta drink some egg yolks and all that stuff.
Run
and
up
then
the stairs, wherever that is, in
Exactly.
Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Run up the town hall stairs.
Yeah.
Did you see
That's
that Sylvester Stallone got in trouble because I think it was on the set of Tulsa King? He said that he called somebody a fat man with a cane, and like there was another thing that they said was derogatory, and I'm like, I can't wait. It's like I can't wait for the training sequence of whoever he insulted as they have to go and fight Sylvester Stallone. But no, they just complained and they want him off the show. So lame.
What show is he on?
Tulsa King.
What is that?
It's a TV series.
Yeah, didn't they say that he was creating a toxic environment or something on set?
Good for him.
That was the headline I saw.
Got to bump up those numbers. Those are rookie numbers.
Is Cheryl B? Cheryl from Wiesel Knits. I always get them mixed up.
No, she's a different Cheryl, but this Cheryl is extra nice also. I met her twice, actually.
Oh, did she go
came to South Dakota once.
She's met you more than I have, Anne. What's that about?
Me and Cheryl were like this. We are tight.
How funny.
Okay.
Also, where are my hands? They're here. Oh, they wanted to see me crochet because I must have been. Was I out of shot?
Oh, you don't
next
have
time,
to be in shot. We
next
trust
time I'll
you.
lower the camera.
If you guys are gonna try to cheat on the crochet challenge, then that's a you problem. Okay, so
yeah, Anne,
we don't have to see your
120.
hands.
I forgot the 100.
100. Oh, okay. I'll redo it. Let's see. I don't, for whatever reason, I don't have these written down numerically. I'll have to, here, one second.
I'm using papyrus and quills again.
Hey, Anne, how's your overly concerned notebook going?
It is excellent.
Is it
really
still terribly concerned?
It cares a lot. Whether or not I write back Tom Riddle style really is the question. But the notebook itself cares.
Can I do a show and tell? A show off and tell?
Absolutely.
A couple of weeks back, I treated myself to a crochet
Overly
set.
concerned planner? Oh, okay.
It's a Tunisian crochet set, but you can also
wait,
just
hold
use
on.
it as ordinary.
Ooh, fancy.
Wow. Neat.
And it's nice, really nice. I'll show you the fattest hook so you can get a good look at it. It's
Wow.
Knit Pro, but you call it something else, don't you? Knitter's Pride, is it what you call it? Is that what it's called?
Maybe.
And I think it's called Ginger, their Ginger set. But
nice.
The hooks are really good. And the join is really. The only complaint I have is that the wire is still really curly. But I believe you can put it in hot water or something, or steam it, and it will straighten out. But if you're going to get one, if you're going to get a set like this, I would say to get this set because it comes with this really nice packaging, and it also has a magnet thing for your patterns there, and a
cool.
pocket for all your other little bits that you're going to need. And it's only well, for me, it was £10. So what's that? $12. It's only $12 more expensive than their other version. Their I forgot what that one's called. The symphony one. Their symphony crochet hooks, and they don't come in a thing like this. They just come in a plastic container that isn't very nice. So for the $12 extra, you may as well get this one if you're gonna get.
Well, that's cool.
But I've got to keep this away from the cats.
Thank you for your paid nitpicks sponsorship.
Yeah, I wish it had been given to me.
Nice ad read.
Right.
No, it's cool though.
I
No,
did
that's
contact them
nice.
actually and say, could you send me anything? But they didn't even reply. But other people do it, don't they? Other
Who
influencers
this
do it. Knit Pro, I bought it. I didn't get it for free,
Right,
but
right,
I did contact them. So
Knit Pro.
Knitter's Pride, you call it, don't you? I think.
Okay.
We call it again. This is another one of them silly
Nitpicks,
things.
and I was like, well, Nitpicks hates conservatives, so
Right,
they would not respond to you.
I tend
Yeah,
to.
well, I asked for one so we could do a review, and they didn't even acknowledge it,
Oh.
which I didn't expect them to anyway. But
Yeah, but hey, is that how people get that stuff? They just ask for it? Because I've never done that, so I don't know.
But you have to have a minimum amount of followers on YouTube or whatever, so that you can justify why you are an influencer and why people will buy stuff on you.
Well, I was looking it up, and I'm a micro influencer because of the number of. It's what it is. It's because like there's micro, and then there's like mini, and then there's like.
What's the opposite of an influencer? Because I think that's what I am.
Well,
I'm the influenced.
I think I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about an influencer, and I'm like, what makes somebody an influencer? And so that's how I fell into that rabbit hole. Not because I was like trying to be one. I was just curious. All the haters are gonna be like, oh, she's trying to be one. Don't care. Just curious. So, Anne, do you have the leaderboard?
I do.
Cool.
Anyways, if you want me to read off how we go.
Sure.
Okay, so Amy is the ultimate winner. I'm sure she'll be very happy to hear that when she's has left. But she is at 34. DK is at 30. Jackie 29. Then Polka Dot and myself at 15, and Caro at 9.
Completely ignored
You
me.
didn't put Neil on.
What? I'm so sorry, Neil.
Who's Neil? Who's he?
Sorry, Neil at 20. So that puts you between Jackie and Polka Dot.
I think I need 5 points for that. 5 extra crochet stitches.
I'm sorry. I was because I have everyone. I just have it written on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
I did it before.
Digging that hole.
I was reorganizing, and then I totally dropped it right off. I messed up anyways. So, anyways, I want to get one of those old time concession stand, board things with little slidey letters. That there's little tiny ones that hipsters use for their birth announcements. Yeah, I don't want that. I want the big one, and I want there to be an advertisement on the other side for Bill's hot dog stand, and then I want to put our knitting times on it. So I'm looking out. I really want one. It's probably too big for the space I got, but still, I can dream.
We'll see if we can find you one. Neil, you got 5 points for Hufflepuff. Are you a Hufflepuff?
I'm a Gryffindor.
Wow.
According to that silly test.
Mm-hmm.
So, whatever that means.
Is there an official test?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think there is, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah, I took it and I was a Ravenclaw.
Oh.
So go on, Anne. What was you?
She's a Gryffindor.
What? Oh, are you? Ah.
Are you?
Well, on color scheme alone, I couldn't live in a blue house.
Well, yeah, that's my problem, you see, because I don't like the Gryffindor colours.
Oh, well, we could swap up when no one's looking.
Oh my God, all the Harry Potter fans are coming out of the woodwork now.
Ceci's a Ravenclaw. Teresa's a Hufflepuff. Yep.
Slytherin, that's
God.
the other one, isn't it? Slytherin.
Yeah.
No, I saw my friend sent me one of those text post things, and she's like, "Oh, you're not a Gryffindor. You're 30 and you haven't done your taxes yet. Go."
Yeah, who was that celebrity recently who said, it's about time all you Harry Potter fans just grew up? Who was it?
Oh, that
Somebody
was
big.
the gal who was
Sprout.
Professor Sprout.
Like,
Oh
what
yes,
the what, man?
Miriam Margolyes. Yeah, oof.
Uh-huh.
I
She
am
doesn't
not
mince her
pleased with
words.
her.
Don't.
She has a lot to say about a lot of stuff.
Oh, really?
She looks like the kind of woman that would, though. That even if you disagreed with her, I'd be like, sit next to me. Like, just tell me everything you think.
She tells the most obscene but hilarious stories you have ever heard, ever. She does not care, and they're really obscene.
Interesting.
I'll repeat them in private if you want to hear them, but so obscene I wouldn't want to say them. Let's say that, and that's saying
Wow.
something. Yeah, so much so that I don't think they have her on live TV anymore. They have to have it pre-recorded because they never know where she's
That's
going to go.
crazy.
And she tells all the secrets, all the celeb secrets.
Oh, so don't trust her with your.
Well,
Yeah.
who did she freak out? Because she was on the Graham Norton show, and that's quite well known for being quite open and saying whatever you want. And there was a really big Hollywood, it was either Tom Hanks or Tom Cruise, I think. And she was on, and they didn't know where to look because she was talking about stuff that you do not talk about on TV. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Someone said, do those stories involve British PMs? No, but that you're in the right area, but not about MPs specifically.
Interesting. Yeah, no, but we did the tests and stuff because the kids we listened to all the books, and now my oldest is reading them all, and we've seen all the movies, so we had to take the test. I have a Gryffindor and a Hufflepuff, and I'm a Ravenclaw.
I enjoyed the books after the third one. So when it was after the fourth one. No. Mm-hmm. Which is the one where it's the after Sirius Black died. Oh, spoiler, Sirius Black died.
Spoiler.
I think people know that by now.
That's the end of 5.
Yeah.
What's that? The Order of the Phoenix I really enjoyed. And all the ones after that. The ones before it I just thought were a little bit meh. But but it was age appropriate, I think, wasn't it? She obviously got them more. Well,
she grew them as Harry grew, the books grew, and I always enjoyed that about it.
Yeah, I mean, I love her now because of what she's doing, with the female rights stuff. I think she's spot on.
Yeah.
But she was very woke at one point, wasn't she? Very woke.
Oh,
I don't know. I didn't follow her. I didn't really follow her. I just liked the books. And then I didn't read of books for a long time. And then the kids were interested. So that's why I got back into it. So that's what it is. But all right, friends, I'm going to break up the party. It's 8:00. I cleaned 2 houses today. I'm out.
1 o'clock in the morning. Oh.
1 o'clock in the morning. Neil's tired.
Oh,
it's
my.
late. Yeah.
I don't sleep anymore
because he likes us, so it's fine. But all right, Polka Dot, tell friends where everybody can find you.
Okay, I am on hello. I am on Instagram. I am on X. I am on Etsy. Everything is at Polka Dot Shop as far as handles go. Etsy is polkadot.etsy.com. I currently have a little promotion running with a promo code. Buy any 2 items. You get 10% off if you use my code. It's in the announcements. Cool. Currently, I have a cow named Pancake for sale. So if anyone wants some pancakes, check them out. And he has a friend coming up called Waffles, which is going to be a pig. Spoilers. So stay tuned for that. And I hope to make a little book about them too.
Oh, do you sell the patterns for them or just the finished piece?
I just right now do the finished, but I recently I had a sort of messed up pancake plushie, and my mom had fun putting it together. So I'm thinking of maybe selling patterns. I'm not sure. Maybe it's something I'll do in the future. I'm not sure yet.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for hanging with us, listening to our nonsense. And
it was fun.
It's always lovely. Neil, thanks for staying up late.
You're welcome.
All right, friends, we'll see you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.